It's raining IPOs, and now we have another tech-based company going IPO called Car Trade. They describe themselves as an online car classifieds company which does more than just list cars. They actually enable commerce. Car Trade IPO is raising 2,998, about 3,000 crores, and it's opening from 9th August to 11th August, and the price band is 1,585 to about 1,618 rupees. So without any further ado, let's talk about the promoters and then understand the business model of Car Trade.
Do you know, in 2015, Forbes featured Car Trade among the top 10 sharply focused e-commerce players in India. And of course, the credit for this goes to its founder, Mr. Vinay Sanghi, who has over 30 plus years of experience in this field. Now, interestingly, before founding Car Trade, he used to work with Mahindra First Choice, and in 2009 itself, he predicted that in the upcoming years, most of the buying and selling of used cars as well as new cars will be done through online platforms, and that's why he founded CarTrade.com.
CarTrade.com, यहाँ है लाखों used cars, हजारों certified cars. कार है लेना, car trade है ना.
Now, CarTrade.com basically operates through 6 broad channels. Number 1 being CarWale.com. Now, CarWale.com is an online marketplace to buy and sell used as well as new cars. Now, this is basically done through a network of 9,000 plus dealers that are listed on CarWale.com. The second one being BikeWale.com. Now this, as the name suggests, is the online marketplace to buy and sell used as well as new two-wheelers. Another platform is Shriram Automall. Now this is basically an online marketplace that facilitates the buying and selling of the pre-owned cars, two-wheelers, heavy equipments as well as farm and construction equipments. And one interesting thing to note is, in the financial year 2020 itself, it had over 8 lakhs auction listing on its platform. And apart from these 3 platforms, they have various other platforms like AutoBiz, Adroit Auto, as well as Car Trade Exchange. Now, these platforms basically provides various additional and value-added services like inspection services, valuation services, reviews, feedbacks, CRM softwares, and whatnot. Now, a question comes to our mind: why Car Trade is important? What provides them a competitive edge? So let's just talk about some of the key strengths that Car Trade enjoys. Number 1 being strong brand. So as we just saw earlier, Car Trade has various strong brands under its portfolio, and that's why it enjoys a strong goodwill in the market. Okay, so the second point being technology driven. Now, as we all know, it's a tech company, so investment in technology allow CarTrade.com to provide seamless solution to customers and also make the platform scalable. The third strength being its asset-light model. Now, one issue in the automobile industry is that a lot of capital gets tied up in the form of fixed cost and in the form of physical assets. Now, as we all know, CarTrade.com is an online platform, so that's why a large amount of such fixed cost or investments in physical assets gets avoided, and thus it makes the entire model asset-light. Okay, so let's just talk about its last strength, that is data driven. Now, as we all know, CarTrade.com is an online platform. So that's why it has a huge collection of data of its users. The company analyzes this large chunk of data to offer the best services to its customers according to their choice as well as preference. Now, let's just talk about industry overview. It's always important to understand about the industry, because if the growth of the industry is itself limited, then it presents very less opportunity for the businesses within these industry to grow. As per a 2020 survey, 90% of the car buyers use online channels while making purchase decisions, And as we all know, as CarTrade.com is an online platform, it provides a positive opportunity for that company. Second, the used car market in India is expected to grow at a CAGR of at least 11% in the next 5 years. Now, this itself is another positive point for a company. Apart from that, as we know that CarTrade.com also operates in the two-wheeler section. So as I can see, two-wheeler market in India is expected to grow at a CAGR of approximately 7%. Now, apart from these growth drivers, certain government policies like scrappage policy, according to which the car owners need to replace their cars after a certain period of time. Now, such policies ultimately acts as a stimulus for demand of new cars, and thus it's considered again positive for the CarTrade.com. Okay, so let's just talk about the financials of the company. The revenue from 2018 to 2019 grew by a massive 96%, and between 2019 to 2020, 23%. Now, this is usually a positive sign for a company to consistently grow over a period of time. So here, it's of course a good thing. Now, let's just see the implication of this increased revenue on the profitability. So as I can see here, from 2018 to 2019, the company generated a profit of rupees 25 crores. Then in 2019 to 2020, a profit of 31 crores. And when we look at the 9-month period ended December 31, 2020, we see here that in the 9th month alone itself, it earned profit of 85 crores. Such a massive increase is because of a deferred tax credit that a company received. But overall, the company is profitable, and that's a positive sign for the company. When you compare the financial year 20 and the financial year 21, the total assets grew by a massive 30+%. However, if we look at the financial liabilities section, then we see that the non-current liabilities for the company is continuously increasing. Now, you cannot analyze a company in isolation, and that's why it's always important to compare a company with its peers. Now, as I can see in this table, the competitors for the car trade are Cars24, Car Dekho, Mahindra First Choice and Droom. So if we compare these companies solely on the basis of total revenue, then clearly Cars24 is the market leader and CarTrade.com stands at the 4th position. But if we analyze from the profitability situation, then we can see here CarTrade.com is the only profitable company when compared to its peers. CarTrade.com has an EBITDA margin of 18.6% as well as PAT margin of 9.2%. While if you look at the other companies, they have a very poor margins ranging between -8% to -43.3%. So it's usually a positive sign for a CarTrade.com because despite being the fact that it's not the market leader when it comes to total revenue, the company is able to optimize its operation to become profitable, and this is usually a positive sign for the company. Also, as per the latest Google Trends Analytics survey, CarWale.com received the highest search interest over a period of time when compared to its peers. Okay, so now let's talk about objects of the issue. Now, usually when the company comes with its IPO, it consists of two broad components. One is fresh issue and another is offer for sale. Now, usually the fresh issue amount is used for the growth purpose or the repayment of borrowings, and offer for sale basically acts as an exit for the existing investors. Now, in case of CarTrade.com, the entire issue size of almost 3,000 crore is offer for sale. Now, this is usually a negative sign for a company because if a company is coming with its IPO, apart from offer for sale, it should have a fresh issue also so that it can use the proceeds from the IPO to fund its growth or to repay its debt. But in the case of car trade, this is not the case and the entire issue is offer for sale. So now let's talk about our last point in this IPO analysis, that is risk factors. So as I can see here, with an increasing market share growing at a 16.6% CAGR of the ride-sharing segment, the company is bound to face heavy competition from giants like Ola, Uber. This is ultimately resulting in declining of demand for car ownership as these provides cheap transport facilities. Another risk factor I can see here is the high dependency on third-party service providers for lending, financial services and technology infrastructure.
So in conclusion, the management is decently strong and well-versed, has experience, so the management is good. Online technology is an emerging field, so that's interesting. It will be the only listed company amongst its peer group, so that is something unique about this company. So you can't really compare other peers which are listed publicly. The company is profitable, which is always a good thing, although the EBITDA margin and PAT is a little low for a tech company especially. And finally, the company is profitable. So that's the conclusion. We're trying really hard to grow our YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this format. I need you to comment right now. I enjoyed this format. And I'm guessing if you've reached this far, you actually did. So put that comment there so we know that you enjoyed this format a lot. And we'll bring more videos like this more often.